you guys are doing fantastic today. If you are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to join in on all the fun activities and videos that I'll have going out here on my channel. So today's topic is going to be a very simple one, but however, it has been very widely, talked about, and I've had a lot of questions about, do I use cookbooks? And I do have some favorites, and I wanted to share with you guys my favorite cookbooks. I'm going to tell you guys, when I married, I really didn't know that much about cooking. I am very much so self-taught, and I can tell you I have had to burn things to learn things, but I think I do pretty well now. But I did have some help from my mother-in-law, who was a genius chef in the kitchen. She baked bread and she did everything that I wanted to do, and so by watching her and getting some tips and tricks from her, I was able to learn quite a few things. But I did want to share specifically one of my most favorite cookbooks with you guys, and that is, let me show you, this one here. This is the Bell's Best. This is Mississippi chapter 36. I don't even know who puts this out. Telephone Pioneers of America, Mississippi chapter number 36 is what it says. This is the Bell's Best cookbook. Let me tell you guys something. Do you see what this looks like? This is a used book. This is my second one. My first one I got my first year of marriage, and lasted about 10 years before it fell apart, and then I got this one, and now this one is officially 10 years old. This is my favorite cookbook. This is really, in my opinion, the holy grail of cookbooks. If you do not know how to cook, if you will find any recipe in this book and do it and follow it to a T, you cannot mess it up. Can you see how many pages I have marked in here? It's just crazy, right? I have been using this book like crazy. One thing I really liked about this book is that it uses simple ingredients. There's nothing fancy. It's just down home, real cooking that tastes amazing and that feeds, obviously I had a family of 5, so it fed all of us, and it was really good. Now, since that time, I have purchased, let me find it here because I've got several sitting here next to me. I did purchase the Best of the Best from Bell's Best Cookbook, and that's this one. However, I've never really actually used it. I think I may have found this at a Goodwill or something and decided to purchase it, maybe at the flea market. I don't know. I've had it a really long time, but this one here is my top pick for cookbooks. If you guys are looking for like a Christmas present for somebody who likes to cook, this book right here, highly suggest. It is, I just can't even put it into words. I mean, you guys can see what this looks like. This has been used. This has been used. Everybody that asked me, that is my friends, do you have any recipes that are simple and easy? I said, come over to my house, bring a pen and pencil. They bring a pen and pencil and look through this book, write things down. I even have notes next to things. This is a great one. Look at this one here. This is for my colored glass or my hardtack candy. You can see I put a big star next to it. So, I let myself know that, yeah, amazing book, amazing book. Okay, so moving on because I'm rambling. Okay, so Paula Deen is one of my favorites. I love to watch her cooking show. However, just in saying, now my mother-in-law actually bought me this book for Christmas one year because she knew I was a Paula Deen fan. This is the Paula Deen Celebrates, and it's got, I'm telling you, it has been used, so excuse the cover, what it looks like, but this is it. This is a really good cookbook. Now, I have her, the Ladies and Sons Just Desserts book. Can you guys see that? I have never used this. Again, a purchase that I've never used, but I'm getting all this stuff out because fall's coming. I want to try some things that are new. This book here, though, has an amazing amount of recipes in it, and everything that I've ever made out of this specific cookbook of hers has come out. In fact, you know, I use this quite frequently. Sometimes what I like about this book is that it gives you sort of a basis, and sometimes I kind of make the recipe my own, you know, to suit my family, but it always comes out great and amazing. So I highly recommend the Paula Deen Celebrates book. And I think she looks really pretty in orange on the cover too. So anyhow, so let's see what else I have. Okay, I have never made anything out of this book, but I'm a huge fan because I love watching Laura in the kitchen here on YouTube. That is pretty much how I kind of got started on YouTube. I absolutely love her recipes. I love her recipes because every time I make it, it always comes out. She knows how to explain a recipe. She knows how to show a recipe, and I don't know what it is, if it's her personality or what it is, but she just makes me want to get in the kitchen and bake something. But that is Laura in the kitchen. You guys know Laura Vitali. She is pretty amazing. This is a very pretty cookbook. And I love just having this on the shelf because it kind of makes me happy to have. The pictures in here are really, really nice. And if you're looking for a Christmas present for someone who enjoys getting a very nice cookbook, you know, this would be a great one to give. Let me show you a page in here. Let me see here. Here she is making a dessert. Can you guys see that right there? Yeah, great photography in this book. I really love the pictures. And the recipes look fantastic. However, like I said, I have yet to make anything out of here. But a lot of her recipes for Laura in the Kitchen here on YouTube. And I'll put a link down below in the description box in case you guys have never seen that before. But I love... her personality just really rings and comes through, and I love that. Okay, let's see what else I have. Now I have a couple Eat and Lose Weight. This one's the Betty Crocker edition. I have made a couple things out of there. My best friend in the whole world just bought me this. This is the Cooking Light Annual Recipes. This was the 2003. She knows I love to go to Goodwill and thrift stores and look at cookbooks. And she got this cookbook is humongous. But she got me this, and I'm going to be checking this out really, really soon. Now I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of some rules when it comes to cookbooks. The first thing is that when I buy a cookbook, I make sure that I kind of skim it a little bit before I purchase it, just to make sure that I really will make the items, excuse me for a minute, there we go, that I really will make the actual items in the book. Because sometimes there are cookbooks that call for things that I don't want to have to be searching for or try to get, you know, some things are just a little bit too expensive to bake, especially for a large family. So be mindful of that whenever you are looking at cookbooks. The other thing is that say I have this ginormous cookbook and I only find one recipe in it that I'm ever going to make. I will tell you that I have a binder which I have filled to the brim with recipes till the point that it has busted, and maybe I will do a video with you guys on how I reconstruct my cookbook binder. But what I do is if I've had this for like a year or two and all I've done is one, and I might be a couple more in here that I may do, I will cut those out, put those in the see-through sleeves and put those in a binder. That way, as far as clutter in my home, I'm not keeping this big giant book that I'm never going to use. That's my rules, because I love cookbooks too much, and one time I had an entire bookcase of nothing but cookbooks, and I just decided it was time. It was time to downsize. But I am looking forward to using these new, well, this one says New Eat and Lose Weight book. The cover looks delicious. And this one here is the annual recipes, every recipe. a year's worth of Cooking Light magazine. So I don't know, but I want this pie that's on the cover. That looks pretty amazing right there. Kind of hungry now. But anyhow, that is that. Those are my 2 Cooking Light things. I will not dwell on this cookbook too much. This is the 17-Day Diet Cookbook by Mike Moreno. This one here I have referred to because obviously I'm doing the 17-day diet. This here, this one here is good. It's really sort of a basis to really kind of help with your imagination a little bit on, you know, when you are in the first cycle, you're very limited on what you can eat, and sometimes I think this book kind of just like enlightens that a little bit and gives you a little more selection on what you can actually have during that first 17-day period there. So yeah, I highly suggest that book. Lastly, now this is kind of a cutesy thing. This is Rainy Day Activity Book, and this really isn't a cookbook, but it is a cookbook. But I wanted to share it with you guys nevertheless. I'm going to see if I can figure out who did this book, because it is old. It says Jennifer Rader, and this is the Rainy Day Activity Book, How to Make Play-Doh, Bubbles, monster repellent, and more. This book I used the stew out of when my kids were at home and they were little. This makes finger paints. This is cookie dough, Play-Doh. I have made everything out of this book. I want to make sure you guys can see it. I don't know if this is still available to you, but I think the idea of having one of these books is great because I really refer to this a lot. My kids really loved for me to make homemade Play-Doh and all the things that was in this book. We had a lot of fun when they were little. So I just thought I would throw this in here in this video because if you've got little ones or grandchildren, because I'm going to make Skylar some homemade Play-Doh real soon, and you guys will probably see that in a future vlog. But seriously, nothing gets better than, you know, imagination as far as that is concerned with your kids. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to go make me some tea now. And yeah, so leave me in the comments down below. What are your favorite cookbooks? Do you have any suggestions for me? Because I love cookbooks. So let me know. And I will be talking to you all again soon. Bye, guys.